Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss a question from the topic application of derivative. The question is, if the equation x cube minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0 has three real roots x1, x2 and x3, where x1 is less than x2 and x2 is less than x3, then what we need to find? We need to find the value of fractional part of x1 plus fractional part of x2 plus fractional part of x3. Now I am going to give approach how to solve this problem. Now what is given here? Let us suppose our function fx is x cube minus 3x plus 1. Now if we differentiate f dash x, what we find? We find that 3x square minus 3. So this is 3x minus 1 into x plus 1. Now plotting f dash x on number line, what we find? We find that f dash x is negative in minus 1 to plus 1 in this interval, and it is positive when x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 and 1 to infinity. So what can we say? We can say that fx is increasing in x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity, and f of x is decreasing in x belongs to minus 1 to 1. Now plotting fx on xy plane, what we find? We find that fx is increasing in minus infinity to minus 1 and 1 to infinity. So from this diagram it is clear. So from minus, this fx is increasing, and here fx is decreasing. Downward arrow means decreasing and upward arrow indicate for increasing, and again fx is increasing. Here upward arrow stands for increasing and downward arrow stands for decreasing. Now what about f of 1 here? F of 1, if you simply put x is equal to 1, what we find? We find that f of 1 is 1 minus 3 plus 1. It is minus 1. And what about f of 2? F of 2 is 8 minus 6 plus 1. This is 3 only. So one root f of 1 into f of 2 is less than 0. So one root must be there in this interval. So this is x3. And what about f of minus 1? F of minus 1 is again minus 1 plus 3 plus 1. So this is 3 only. And f of 1 into f of minus 1 is less than 0. So one root x2 here. And what about f of minus 2? F of minus 2 is minus 8 plus 6 plus 1. So this is equal to minus 1. So f of minus 2 into f of minus 1 is again less than 0. So what we find? We find that x1 is between minus 2 to minus 1, and x2, and what about f of 0? F of 0 here is simply 1, and f of 0 into f of 1 is again negative, so this is x2. x2 is between 0 and 1. And what about x3? 1 to 2. So from this condition it is clear. F of 0 is 1 and f of 1 is minus 1. So x2 must be between 0 and 1. So by applying these three conditions, what we find? We find that box of x1 is equal to minus 2 box of x2 is equal to 0 and box of x3 is equal to 1 from the condition of greatest integer function. And what about this box represent? Is this represent greatest integral function. Now what is equation given? This is equation given in the question. Now what about x1 plus x2 sum of roots? This is equal to 0, and what we need to find? We need to find fractional part of x1 plus fractional part of x2 plus fractional part of x3. And according to the property, this is x1 minus box of x1 plus x2 minus box of x2 plus x3 minus integral part of x3 or box. So this is x1 plus x2 plus x3 minus integral part of x1 plus integral part of x2 plus integral part of x3. Now simply putting the value, this x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 0, and integral part of x1 is equal to minus 2 here, and this is 0 and this is 1. So this is minus 2 and minus 1, so this is plus 1. So answer is plus 1. So answer of this question is 1. So hope you understand how to approach this problem. So thank you and see you in next video.